Okay, so I just got finished watching this video about being psychic, and I like to go through some of the notes I made. I'm not going to try and make this last too long. I'll just go through it quickly, and I want you to know that if you believe that you are psychic or you believe in the idea of being psychic, I'm not trying to attack you or say that that is not true. What I am trying to say is that this video does not present very good evidence. It doesn't really follow a very good scientific method in demonstrating the ideas it has. So let me go through my notes. So they say the video is about identifying are you psychic, 4 ways you can tell. And the first thing that they say is that you are psychic. Well, gosh, that's not very good because, I mean, everyone wants to be psychic. So you've clearly set up a situation where people are going to be doing some sort of confirmation bias. If you've clicked on this video, you probably want to be psychic, and therefore if someone tells you that you are psychic right off the bat, that's going to make you happy and you're going to want to believe them. Like I said, the video is full of this mystical sound, and this is, she's kind of in a magical looking state. And the first top comment I saw says that every time I watch your videos, you look like an angel to me. So we're clearly working with some ethos or authority stuff going on here. This says that everyone is psychic, but that being psychic is a talent, and that you can develop that talent. So what we have here is probably a good story or confirmation bias, because it makes sense that things can be talents, that you can improve your things, and it makes sense that if you don't feel like you're psychic, you want to get more psychic. So that's also a confirmation bias issue there. And so the first point that they make on how can you tell that you're psychic officially is that you sometimes hear voices. Now, this is not a very good bit of evidence because there are many reasons why you might be able to hear voices. You might sometimes hear voices in your head. First of all, just think in your head. Try to say something to yourself. Say hello in your head. Can you hear yourself? I mean, you can hear voices. You can hear a voice. Can you say hello but in like a weird voice in your head? Yeah, you probably were able to. So this is not a very good example, but I mean, it's a very clearly available example. It really clearly seems as though an example that would prove that you're psychic. They also go on to say that kids have imaginary friends and therefore they're psychically to people or something else or angels. First of all, kids are weird, and kids like to play pretend, so of course they might have imaginary friends or talk to someone that isn't there. And if you feel as though you might be talking to an angel, you might just check yourself there because talking to an angel sounds great. Talking to some sort of otherworldly being that wants to make your life better and loves you sounds good to me. So why would you not want to do that? To me, that sounds like a blind spot bias. You're ignoring the fact that you want to have this. Okay, so next up, you can predict what someone is going to do or say. Well, this is again not a very good way to prove this. So, if someone asks you, you've probably heard stories like this where they go, my mom is psychic. Right before my auntie died, she said, she called her and said, I love you because she just felt something was going to happen. This is a good story anecdote problem because it's very easy to have these sorts of situations where like you feel like you know the future, but you don't. Why might you be able to guess what someone is going to say or do? Well, it's not hard to guess what someone's going to do when they walk into a bathroom. So you have context. And if you know a person well, then it's not hard to guess what they're going to say because they might be your friend and you've heard them talk quite a bit. This is another present bias issue as well because it's really easy to remember the times that you guessed something correctly and very easy to forget the times when you didn't guess it correctly. Another point they make is that if you get overwhelmed, therefore you're psychic. There are many different reasons why you could get overwhelmed. And so maybe if you get overwhelmed, sometimes it does come from a psychic issue, but it could also be an anxiety attack or a It could also be a panic attack or something. Okay, and so realistically, there are no good claims presented in this video, and it's unfortunate to say, but the information here, it just falls under the problem of assumptions. And there's my alarm, so I'll cut this video now. Hope you found it interesting.